House of the People, and the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is also called as Council of States. It was deemed necessary to ensure a balance between direct representation of the states of the Union in the Rajya Sabha. So please make it a point. The Parliament is called the lower house. The members of parliament are directly elected by the people, whereas the Rajya Sabha is also called as the upper house, and the members of Rajya Sabha are elected from state assemblies. That means nearly 40, 38 to 40 MLAs elect the one Rajya Sabha member. So the Rajya Sabha is also called as Council of States. So the states represented, state represent the Rajya Sabha, and people representatives will be representing the parliament. Okay. Then coming to the Rajya Sabha is the upper house. The Constituent Assembly was unanimous about the necessity of the upper house the safeguard the rights and privileges of the states. So Rajya Sabha is there to safeguard the rights and privileges of the states. The Constituent Assembly decided that it should have membership of not more than 250. The total strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250, and that is members should be elected by the Legislative Assembly of the states. See, out of 250, except 12 seats, remaining 338 seats, 238 seats are elected by the states. Then the 12 members who are nominated by the President of India, those who are special talent in the field of art, literature, science, education, or social service. Okay. See, that means out of 250 Rajya Sabha members, 238 members are elected from the states, and 12 members are elected by the are selected by the President of India, those who are expertise in the field of art, literature, science, education, and social service. Okay, even sometimes sports also. You may be just remember the Tendulkar at the age of 40, he has been nominated for the Rajya Sabha member at the age of 40, right? So these are the some of the privileges of the President of India, who can nominate 12 members in the field of science, literature, sports, education, or social service. Then coming to the what are the minimum qualifications to become a Rajya Sabha member? Number one is you must be a citizen of India. Second, not less than 30 years of age. And third one is possess such other qualifications as are directed by the are determined by the parliament time to time. Time to time, the parliament makes some suggestions or some improvements or some modifications, so to which they should be comply. Then coming to the tenure of the members, tenures of the Rajya Sabha member, please remember here the tenure is 6 years. The tenure is 6 years. See, in all other cases, it may be a Rajya Sabha member, Lok Sabha member, member of Legislative Assembly, okay, or member of the Legislative. So these are all 5 years, except Rajya Sabha, and except Rajya Sabha, and also in the state Legislative Council (MLC). MLC also 6 years, and Rajya Sabha members tenure is also 6 years. See, in the 6 years, for every 2 years, 1/3 members will be retiring and 1/3 members will be appointed for every 2 years, so that 6 years completed. Okay, so tenure of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Then who will be the chairman of the Rajya Sabha? Who will be the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha? Okay, the vice president is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. There is a deputy chairman also elected from among the members of the Rajya Sabha. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha is vice president, and there will be a deputy chairman also of the Rajya Sabha, who is elected among the house. That means within the Rajya Sabha, they elect the vice president. Then coming to the functions of the Rajya Sabha, what are the functions of Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha, along with Lok Sabha, performs legislative functions. Rajya Sabha can do very little without the help of the Lok Sabha. So here, when you, as far as the importance is concerned, Rajya Sabha can do little without the help of the Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha is a powerful organ among the two houses of the parliament. So the following are the functions of the Rajya Sabha. Number one, legislative functions. That means making the rules. Financial functions, observing the budget, preparing the budget, looking into the accounts. Administrative functions, appointments, okay, the deputations is done by the administrative function. Constituent functions, whether the government is running according to the rules and regulations of the constitution or not, and then miscellaneous function. So these are the five important functions of the Rajya Sabha. Coming to the Lok Sabha is also called as the House of People. Lok Sabha is the lower and popular house. Its members are elected directly by the people. Originally, its number was fixed to 500. In the beginning, it was fixed to 500. Later, it was raised to 525. 500 members are to be elected from the states and 25 from union territory. Okay, so it was raised to, earlier it was 500, it was raised to 525, and 500 members are elected from the people, from the states, and 25 from union territories. By 31st amendment, its strength raised to 545. It was subsequently raised to 550. Thus, the present maximum permissible membership of the Lok Sabha is 550. In practice, the total number of elected members of Lok Sabha is 543. The president may, if he feels that the Anglo-Indian community is not adequately represented, he can nominate two members. He can nominate two members if there are no Anglo-Indians. Okay. So originally now the total strength is 545. 545. Okay. And 543 members are directly elected by the people and two members are nominated by the President of India if Anglo-Indians representation is not adequate. Okay. So this is about the Lok Sabha. Then coming to the, who will be presiding officer of the Lok Sabha? Who is the head of the Lok Sabha? Okay. Speaker of Lok Sabha. The Constitution provides that Speaker will be the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. So you will be presiding in the Lok Sabha. He is elected by the House from among its members. The Speaker is elected among the members. That is, out of 545, a Speaker is selected. The tenure of the Speaker is little more than the tenure of the Lok Sabha. On the dissolution of the houses, the Speaker continues in office until a new Lok Sabha is constituted and Speaker is elected. That means to say, the tenure of the Lok Sabha member is little more than the tenure of the Lok Sabha, because once the Lok Sabha is dissolved, okay, then you will be continued as Speaker of the Lok Sabha until new Speaker is elected. That is why it is called like the tenure of the Lok Sabha member, the tenure of the Speaker is more than the tenure of the Lok Sabha. Then coming to the, what are the functions of the Speaker? Who is the presiding over the Lok Sabha, and what are his functions? See, there are four important functions. Number one, he decides who shall speak first on the floor of the House. See, in the session, it may be winter session or some winter session, okay, or the summer session. So who has to speak first? So that is decided by the Speaker. And second function is he admits notices of questions, motions, resolutions, bills, amendments. So what are the acts to be passed and what are the acts to be put forth need to be decided by the Speaker. And third function is the Speaker decides the time to be allotted for different kinds of business. Okay, so the time, how much time one has to speak. So that is decided by the Speaker. And fourth function is he certifies the money bills. He certifies, that means he will give his consent to his money bills. Okay. Then coming to the second part of this class is the judiciary. The Supreme Court is at the apex of the present Indian judiciary system. So in the Indian present judiciary system, Supreme Court is at the apex. Okay. It has got power to supervise and control the working of entire judicial system in India. It ensures justice to all. It is the third most important organ of the government established by our written constitutions. This is the important third organ, that is after the legislation, execution, and judiciary. Okay, which is the fourth important organ in the constitution? The fourth important organ is the press or the media. Okay. Then the judges of Supreme Court are appointed from among the experienced judges of the high courts. Similarly, a good number of judges of high courts are appointed from the experienced judges of the lower courts. There is a provision for transfer of judges from one high court to another within the country. The High Court has the right of supervision over the lower courts. Thus, Indian judiciary is fully integrated. Why we call it Indian judiciary system is integrated and independent? See, the judges of High Court can be transferred to judges of other courts, other states. Okay. Sometimes the judges of High Court may be transferred to Supreme Court judge, and sometimes Supreme Court judge may be transferred to High Court judge, and one High Court judge may be transferred to another High Court judge of the another state. So that is why we can call it as a integrate, independent and independent autonomous body. The Indian judicial system is a integrated one, an autonomous body. Okay. Then coming to the organization of the Supreme Court. See, at present there are 25 judges in addition to the Chief Justice. The number of judges was raised to 25 in November 1985 to ensure quick disposal of the cases. Sometimes they may need more judges to dispose. See, as you know that many cases are being pending with the Supreme Court and High Courts because sometimes it may be lack of speedy recovery, speedy execution, or maybe non-availability of more judges. So these are some of the reasons many cases are pending. And Article 127 of the Constitution provides for ad hoc judges. Ad hoc judges are made when there is a lack of quorum to hold or to continue the session in the court. So that means ad hoc judges may be appointed among the retired judges for speedy disposal of the cases. So for the purpose is completed, then the ad hoc judges may be terminated or removed. So sometimes if they feel necessary, so they will appoint judges for short term, maybe among the retired judges or among the experienced lawyers, and once the cases are disposed, so they will be terminated. Then coming to the appointment of judges, Article 124 of the Constitution lays down that the judges of Supreme Court are to be appointed by the President of India after consulting such other judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court as he may deem necessary for such purpose. So that means to say, normally the judges are appointed by the President of India and advice of the senior judges. Okay. Then what are the qualifications to become a judge? See, he should be a citizen of India, number one. Number two, he should have worked as a judge of one or more high courts for at least 5 years. Should have worked as a judges of high court not less than 5 years. Or he should have practiced for at least 10 years as advocate in one or more high courts. If he has not served as a 5 years judge, he should have practiced as high court for more than 10 years. Okay. Then coming to the tenure of the Supreme Court judges. Okay. The retirement of the Supreme Court judge is 65 years. Please make it a point. The retirement of Supreme Court judge is 65 years. Now the question is whether the Supreme Court judge be removed. Okay. So that is called removal of judge of Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court judge can be removed, and see when he can be removed. Okay. So let us see what are the provisions under which he can be removed. Okay. He can be removed before the age of 65 years only if proved misbehavior or incapacity. He can be removed before 65 years of age if he found misbehavior or incapacity. A judge may be removed on these grounds by the President only when request is made through a resolution passed by both the houses of parliament by absolute majority of total membership and two-third majority of members present and voting in each house during the same session. See, the Supreme Court judge can be removed once if the moment is passed by both the houses of the parliament, or that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and whereas absolute majority of the members present and voting favor the decision. That means 66% of members who present and voting is ensured, then the decision is taken by both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then the Supreme Court can be removed. Okay. So these are the circumstances under which the judge may be removed. Okay. So in this chapter, this is one of the small chapter consisting legislature and the judiciary. Okay. And in this chapter, there are 5 important questions. Number 1 is write about Lok Sabha. See, even in previous class also we have studied about the Lok Sabha. So here what you need to do is you have to tell how the Lok Sabha members are elected and what is the strength of the Lok Sabha and how the representation is made. So you need to write that. And second question is write about Rajya Sabha. So what is the strength overall involved in selection of the Rajya Sabha members? So that you need to write. And third study question is write about the speaker of the Lok Sabha and functions. So how the speaker is elected. As you know, as we understood, the speaker of Lok Sabha is elected among the members of the Lok Sabha in the house, and we have discussed his powers and functions. These functions are 4 important 4 functions. He decides who shall speak first on the floor of the house. Number 2, he admits notices of questions, motions, resolutions, bills, amendments. Third function, the speaker decides the time to be allotted for different kinds of business. And fourth one, he certifies the money bills. That means he gives his assent or accord for the finance money bills. Okay. And what is the fourth important question is write the organization of the Supreme Court. See, as we said earlier, it was 25 judges. In addition to the Chief Justice, the number of judges was raised to 25 in November 1985 to ensure quick disposal of the cases. Okay. Then last question, fifth question in this study question is write procedure for removal of judges of Supreme Court judge can be removed under 2 circumstances before 65 years age. If you found misbehavior or incapacity, he can be removed. He can be removed by absolute majority of the both houses of the parliament. Okay, when they agree and they decide, so then the Supreme Court judge can be removed. Okay, these are the 5 important points. Okay, friends, now 6th chapter is over, so only 2 chapters are left as far as the constitution is concerned. So next class will be Chief Election Commission, and another class is human rights. So only 2 classes are left. So this week and next week, in one class we will going to complete the constitution. So next week I will send the notes, constitution notes, as well as sociology notes. Okay, and you can go through, and you can come across any doubt and any confusion, you can ask me. And normally in another 2 weeks or 3 weeks we are going to complete the entire portion. And if you get time, you will revise, and the notes will be sent to you. And if you come across any doubt, any clarification, you can brought to my notice and we shall discuss it. Okay, so another 2-3 weeks I need, that's all. So then we'll be having a revision. Okay, so with this I complete my 6th chapter. Okay, Gavisida,
Sir.
take the attendance and send it to me.
Sir,
any problems, any questions regarding the judiciary and legislature, you can ask me, or else you can send me mail also, or you can clarify. Okay, and after 2 weeks we'll be having the revision. In that also you can ask. Note next week I will send you notes, both the constitution notes as well as the sociology notes next week, so that if you go through the notes and if you come across any notes, that can be clarified. Okay. So if any questions, kindly clarify, or else we will close the class. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ ಡೌಟು? Any doubt in this class? Ravi Siddha?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Please.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
Okay. If there are no classes, okay, next week I will send the notes and go through the notes. If they have come across any doubts, then you can clarify with me, right? Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and
Thank you, sir.
stay home, stay safe. It's very crucial
Okay, sir.
now. Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.